Hey everyone. So today we're doing something a little different. We're not just gonna tell you a ghost story. Nope. We are going to break it down, piece by piece, and figure out what makes it tick. Let's deconstruct the story of the haunted bus stop.
Okay, let's jump right in. Right off the bat, the story does something really clever. By saying it's a true incident, it kind of hacks our brains. It's not just another campfire tale anymore, right? Suddenly, the stakes feel real. This is presented as something that actually happened, which is the hook that grabs you and doesn't let go. All right, so every great horror story has to start with a calm before the storm. This is the setup, the part where everything feels totally normal, which of course just makes it all the more terrifying when things start to go wrong.
So let's look at what we've got. Our main character, Ronit, is a 15-year-old kid, totally relatable. The location? A boring old bus stop. This is on purpose, you know? The best horror stories happen in the most mundane places because it makes you feel like it could happen to you. And then you have the trigger, an old woman crying. It's an image designed to pull at your heartstrings, which this story is about to use against us.
And there it is, the trigger, a simple act of kindness. You see this all the time in horror, a good deed, a moment of curiosity. That's what opens the door to something terrible. Ronit wasn't looking for trouble. He was just being a good person. And that's exactly why what happens next is so messed up.
So now we get to the encounter itself. And this is where the story hits the accelerator. That sense of normalcy? Yeah, that's gone. The real threat is about to show its face, and the tension just starts to climb.
And just like that, poof, the crying stops, the helpless old woman is gone, and in her place is this accuser. This question is so brilliant because it's completely insane, but it's delivered like a real threat. It throws Ronit and us totally off balance. I mean, why would she think he, a random teenager, would know anything about her husband? That confusion is part of the fear. And what we're seeing here is the classic engine of horror. On one side, you have the impossible, the things that just shouldn't be happening. Broken, twisted feet, floating. And on the other side, you have the completely human and understandable reaction. Shock, fear, and that primal instinct to just get away. This is the moment the story drops the masks and says, yep, this is a ghost story, buckle up. So he gets away, right? He runs for his life, but, and this is a huge but in these kinds of stories, he leaves something behind, that water bottle. In the world of ghost stories, leaving a personal item with an entity is like handing it the keys to your house. It's not just a bottle anymore, it's a connection. It's an anchor that lets the thing follow him. And, of course, it does follow him. Which brings us to the climax. The horror is no longer at some distant bus stop. It's invaded the one place you're supposed to be safe, your own bedroom. The threat is now up close, personal, and there's nowhere to run. Just look at how fast this all goes down. It's a full-on assault. At 2 a.m., he wakes up to that familiar crying. 1 minute later, the ultimate violation. She's on his bed. A minute after that, she's holding his water bottle, but now it's filled with blood, confirming that terrifying supernatural link. And then finally, the physical attack. All of this in 3 absolutely terrifying minutes. And while she's attacking him, we finally get her why. The accusation comes back, giving her this chilling, twisted motive. This is really important. She isn't just a monster rampaging for no reason. In her mind, she's getting justice for something she believes Ronit did. And right when you think it's all over for Ronit, his screams bring his parents running in. The outside world finally breaks through, and it's like a pressure release valve for the story, ending the peak of the attack and moving us into the final act. So the immediate danger is over, but now we have to deal with the aftermath. Because in a lot of great horror, the story isn't really over when the monster's gone. It's about the scars that are left behind and the questions that will never, ever be answered. You know, his parents do what any of us would probably do. They look for a rational explanation. They flip on the light, the woman is gone, and they see their terrified son. So what do they conclude? It was just a bad dream. But in trying to comfort him, they accidentally create a whole new layer of horror. Now, not only was he attacked, but he is completely alone with what he saw. Nobody believes him. And this is maybe the most important part of the whole story. The real horror wasn't just those few scary minutes. It's the psychological fallout. The trauma is real, it's long-lasting,
and it fundamentally changed how he lived his life. The ghost might be gone, but the fear is still there, every single day. And that's where the story leaves you. There's no neat little bow at the end, no explanation. Instead, it just echoes that central mystery. Who was that woman? What happened to her husband? By leaving these questions wide open, the story makes us, the audience, carry that feeling of unease away with us. It makes her mystery our problem too. And that right there is the sign of a truly unforgettable ghost story.